Hello fellow cheapskates and budget gamers. On this channel I recently talked about 10 of the best free Switch games you can go out, download and play without having to pull that old wallet out of your pocket and spend any actual cash on them. And you cheapskates seem to really enjoy that video, so how about we keep the trend going with another one. However, this time you will have to pull that wallet out, but you won't have to pull out more than a crisp $5 bill because you read the title and you guessed it. All of the games on this list today are only $5. That really ain't too bad considering how fun they all truly are. And actually, funny enough, I tried making one of these videos almost exactly a year ago. Back then, I did find 5 really great games, so for this list to be a definitive list of the best $5 games on Switch, we still have to count those games. So when you're done here today watching this video, make sure to go and watch that other video if you want to find out more about those games, because I already reviewed them once, and why would I repeat myself? But enough of the games I've already talked about before. Let's start this list by talking about a recent addition to the eShop library, and that game is Daggerhood. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that bell, and also hit the like button while you're going down there, and let's get started. Oh man, really? My phone's ringing right now? Jordan Fringe? Hello?
I was just watching your video with Kim. Isaac? Zach? Really? Would? Really?
Shouldn't you be editing this video like, oh, I don't know, right now, rather than calling me?
Dude, aren't you freaking sponsored by Skillshare like all the time? You do realize that they have a course on accent reduction, American pronunciation made easy, right?
Y'all. Yeah, okay, clearly this ain't working, y'all, but it's not like any of you guys are gonna be trying to learn how to do an American accent anyway. There are so many things on this site that you can learn. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, video editing, video production, and more. You can even learn how to create gaming content for YouTube if you want to start your own channel. The premium memberships give you unlimited access so you can join the classes and communities that are right for you. And just like last time, the first 500 of you to go down to that description, click on my special secret link, will get 2 months of Skillshare free, which means you can save your money for these $5 games that I'm already trying to help you save money on anyway. What would you do without me? But speaking of those $5 games, let's go back and talk about them. If you're looking for a Celeste-like experience on the Switch, but you don't want to pay a Celeste-like price, then Daggerhood might be the game for you. Visually, the similarities speak for themselves. The gameplay, though, differs quite a bit thanks to the instant transmission dagger mechanic. As you would expect, by throwing your dagger, you can mince up any enemy that stands in your way, but as you might not expect, you can also teleport to your dagger at the touch of a button. This gives Daggerhood a completely different feel to its platforming mechanic than any other game I've played in this style. Each level has 5 treasures for you to collect, as well as a fairy, which you only have a limited time to reach before it disappears. Where in Celeste we had huge levels to explore with branching paths and hidden rooms, Daggerhood keeps it simple, with very small levels that will only take you moments to complete once you have mastered that level. I'm not saying you jump into every new level fresh and you finish it in a moment. What I'm saying is, once you've died several times and you get the hang of it, you can blast through these pretty fast. The challenge, of course, comes in trying to acquire all the collectibles and getting to the exit as fast as possible to get that 3-star rating we all crave. Oh, and the boss battles are pretty cool. This is honestly a game I would expect to cost about $10, so seeing it for $5 is a great deal. You know what's really cheap? Canned peas. But if you don't like canned peas because of the mushy mouthfeel, you might like this pea because it's awesome. Awesome pea. Awesome Pea starts the same way many of our favorite NES games started. Title screen, start game, just like that. No story, no words, no instructions, no nothing. You're a freaking pea, start platforming and enjoy the game. Games like this are just refreshing for me sometimes, when you just feel like picking up a game and playing it, without having to prepare your mind and soul to become invested in some groundbreaking story, or try to kickstart your brain and learn crazy new gameplay mechanics. Nah, not here, you just play the game. The game's visuals tug at my nostalgic heartstrings big time. Clearly, I have never played this game before, and yet it feels like I'm driving down memory lane and reliving an old favorite title, especially when I see that overworld map. It doesn't help my nostalgia that the entire game has scan lines, making you feel like you're playing it on an old CRT TV, and the visuals themselves look like every great Game Boy game I ever owned. It's a very simple platforming game where you have to collect coins and avoid spikes, but it has some very solid gameplay, and I just find it ever so charming. So even though it's technically $5.99, that old marketing ploy where it looks like $5 but it's actually $6, I'm allowing it on this list because it is a fun budget game, around $5. It's not the hardest platformer you'll ever play, it presents a challenge sometimes. For the most part, it's just an enjoyable experience. Actually, we've had a lot of the best cheap Switch games released recently on the Switch, and I've already jumped on them and talked about them in other videos. But I can't make this list and not mention these games, especially Downwell, because it might actually be my favorite budget game on the Switch. Just in case you missed it, this is what I said about Downwell recently. At just $2.99, Downwell is absolutely worth the price and then some. Just like Bayonetta, you have gun boots that pack a huge punch that keep you afloat for just a moment while you blast away at any enemies or bricks directly below you. Downwell is so simple in design, from its 8-bit visuals to its gameplay mechanics, but its fast-paced action is hard to put down, making it a perfect pick up and play a few rounds kind of game, which is exactly what you want on the Switch. The further down into the dark well you fall, the harder and weirder the enemies become. You fall at such insane speeds, you only have a split-second moment to decide if you should squash, dodge, or shoot your way through the next obstacle. You will find more than you expect in the well, from shops where you can buy helpful items or hidden caves filled with